Rolling Drinks in a Movie podcast. What's up, everybody? It is Friday the 13th. That is February 13th, 2026. I'm here with Carissa, and in honor of this day, we are going to be talking Friday the 13th, part 2 from 1981. Yes. 1981. Starring nobody that you know, but let's go. Amy Steele is Ginny. Paul Furey is Paul. That's probably those are kind of our two people. But we're going to be drinking some daiquiris. For this one, I just made them using some Planteray White Rum. So cheers.
Cheers.
This classic daiquiri on a hot summer day.
Yeah, summer camp.
I love a good daiquiri,
that's so good.
Yeah. What I really need is cucumber juice, so I can do it like Edmund. Like cucumber daiquiri is one of the best drinks I've ever had in my life.
Oh my gosh, I make cucumber juice at my job. I'll bring you a deli cup. We make
if you can, that'd be dope.
I got you. I got you. I'll drop it off later.
Like I almost bought a juicer specifically just so I can do cucumber.
If you ever need it, you let me know. We make it at my job.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I'll take one immediately. Daiquiri, very refreshing drink, everybody. Again, Planteray White Rum.
On a June night in 1980, Friday the 13th, 12 of her friends were murdered. Why should Friday the 13th, 1981 be any different? Friday the 13th, Part 2. The body count continues. 14.
All doomed. You're all doomed.
15.
God.
16.
Help!
17. 18. 19. 20. 21, 22, 23.
Sandra? Jeff?
The day you count on for terror is not over. Friday the 13th, Part 2.
So let's get into this movie. This is set 5 years after the events of the first Friday the 13th film. This one also has the introduction of Jason Voorhees as the killer now.
What the hell?
Yeah, but still no hockey mask. It's just our kind of, following that. Well, we got a garbage truck or something out there. Just another summer camp slasher. This one was directed by Steve Miner, who would go on to direct Halloween H2O many years later. Yeah,
many
super
years later.
random. And one crazy thing I learned about this was apparently this came out within, I think, 10 months of the first one.
Yeah.
That is such a fast turnaround.
That's insane. They said the first one did so good, like domestically and internationally, and they're like, all right, get that money, baby. Let's do another.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Like, you just think about how little prep there must have been. Like, 10 months, like, even a year is a quick turnaround, right? Like
100%. That's crazy.
Like, in the 60s, they made a Bond movie literally every single year, which is pretty wild. And then, like, here with Friday the 13th. And that would continue. Like, through the 80s, there was through all the 80s, I think we had a Friday the 13th movie every single year, I want to say. I think the only gap, and I'll have to look into this further once we talk about those other movies, was I think just between Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason Goes to Hell. I think that was the only one where there was like a 4-year, 3-year gap or something. Yeah, there's another fucking forgettable. I watched Jason Goes to Hell not that long ago, like a few months ago. Mm-hmm. Dude, I couldn't tell you anything about it, and I've seen it. I've seen it a few times, and it leaves my brain as soon as I watch it.
It's like that thing when somebody tells you your name, you forget right away. I'm like, when I watch these movies, I forget right away. But I did love Friday the 13th Part 2. But man, if you haven't seen it yet, it just, the first, the second, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Timeline wise?
Timeline wise, yeah. It makes zero sense. But at the end of the day, you know, I mean, Friday the 13th could have been a standalone movie.
Yeah. And if it didn't do so well, it would have been. Yeah. And it is pretty, I mean, that's the movie business, right? Just we got to make this money like at all costs. Even to the point where, you know, later on in the series, they kill Jason and then they literally bring him back as a fucking zombie because they had to keep it going. Like, so this is a franchise that just doesn't give a fuck about anything. It's crazy that I'm guessing it's got to be tied up in a lot of like legal issues, because the fact that we haven't gotten more sequels or even a sequel to the 2009 remake, you know, we talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of left a little bit of an opening, that it hasn't been remade yet, like Halloween and all these other properties of. It's pretty crazy. I hear, my understanding is that they are doing a series though, and it's like well into production. Like it's officially coming out, where it's about, I don't know, it's about him as a kid or so. It's probably going to be fucking stupid.
Oh, God.
Maybe not. Who
Please,
knows?
no.
Like there's something to like demystifying the villain too much.
Yeah.
Like they're doing a Halloween series too. Like Miramax is working on a Halloween series. Last I heard, it was like really happening, and that's another one where it's like, do we really? The whole point is the mystery.
Yeah, like I don't need the backstory on why.
Yeah.
Like, why did he come? Well, I mean, we kind of know, like, you know, he's revenge.
Yeah, here it's already.
Like, we kind of get it, but like as a kid, come on.
Yeah. I will say, so the beginning of this movie, it's interesting. Like, and I don't mind when movies recap the ending of the like, you know, Halloween 2 did that.
Yeah.
A couple of Halloween 5 did that. I think that's all fine when there's like a quick recap of where the other one left off, especially if, you know, it's a very direct sequel. But man, this opening goes on for a while. It felt very long.
I was watching it. I was like, yeah, I remember this movie came out. Like it came out 8 months before. Nobody forgot.
Yeah. It just, they like really like played through that whole kind of ending stuff. So I think that first kill is really good. And it's a bummer to see, you know, your kind of survivor, your final girl, of the first movie get whacked. I remember the first time I saw this like years ago, I was not expecting that at all. So that was an interesting surprise to just kill her right off the top.
They kind of like Drew Barrymore her before the Drew Barrymore, but even she, I guess, like the actress said when she was coming to set, she didn't even know she was going to get killed right away.
Yeah.
Like,
so
what?
Supposedly they didn't have like those scenes written, and they just kind of made it up.
And they
like
were like,
she was like improvising and stuff. Yeah, just like walk around the apartment and talk on the phone or something. So, I mean, I'm sure the kill was figured out and like how they got to that point. They just kind of like did it on the fly, which is pretty crazy. Which I think is kind of cool in some sense, but yeah. And it's a pretty gnarly one with the I thought it was a screwdriver, but I guess it's an ice pick just through the temple.
Yeah,
like,
but like that one, it didn't show much because the angle, it just shows like the hand
it's like
going
right on
in.
the side. Yeah, like you can tell it's definitely like retractable, but not a lot of like bloodshed or anything, and it does cut away pretty quick.
But we do get to see that gnarly head in the fridge.
Yeah, which is cool. It's a really good looking effect, like a really good looking prosthetic. Yeah, I mean, the opening, I think the kill was cool. It just goes on a little long. I will say the rest of this movie happens pretty fast. Like, it just felt like a really quick movie. Even though there's big, like, stretches where not a lot's happening, I'm still not super into the characters. I don't remember any of their names already, except maybe as Amy, or Ginny is the main chick, right? I forgot everyone else's name. I think Mark is the guy in the wheelchair.
I forgot everybody's name too. No.
I mean, Holt is like the lead counselor guy. So I remember that. And Crazy Ralph, of course, who makes another appearance and then gets killed.
And he gets killed too. And I'm like, bro, you guys just killed off everybody from the first movies. There's nobody left. It was so wild. I'm like, but Ralph did a bad thing, so that's why he got killed.
Because he was watching him.
He's watching him. Which is so funny. But yeah, they killed him. I couldn't believe that. I was like, oh shit, he's back. I was like, oh my gosh, he's gone.
Crazy ass Ralph.
Crazy ass Ralph.
I do like the campfire scene in this one too. Like that always felt, even the first time I watched this, like that was really really setting up the lore and the tone for the movies to follow. Like, I don't think there's a scene like that in all the movies, if I remember correctly, but it kind of feels that way. Like, it's the quintessential, like the campfire, everybody gather around with your s'mores, and we're gonna tell the story of Jason Voorhees and how he haunts it. Yeah.
And they're not at Camp Crystal Lake. They're at I forgot the name of the camp, but it's on Crystal Lake.
It's on Crystal Lake, but a different campsite somewhere.
Which is crazy because I'm like, what in the hell? Like, if that was the site of a crazy murder spree, and you guys are all coming back and they all want to sneak over to, Camp Crystal Lake and check it out.
Well, that's what's funny about, like, because I feel like every single fucking sequel is that same plot. Like, they're going to reopen the camp. We're going to reopen it again. We're going to change the name, though. Or like whatever. It's like, we know a bunch of people got killed, but not this time. We're going to do things differently.
This time, it's going to be different.
Like, every movie, it feels like that exact same story. I'm pretty sure. That's maybe the only thing I remember about them all. Yeah, as far as characters go, though, it is kind of interesting that they set up Jenny, like, and I forgot about this part, like her whole child psychology background and how that comes into play later.
They gave her a little bit of They gave her some background,
an actual, like, I appreciate that. Like, there's a reason she thought to put on the sweater and impersonate the mom and try all that stuff. Yeah,
that was so smart. And this one. Yeah, that was really smart. I like how they did that. And I mean, like we were saying, the characters are pretty forgettable, but they gave us a character in a wheelchair in this one.
Yeah, they sure did.
They sure did. They gave us an awful kill for him, too. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so I was going to ask if you have a favorite kill from this movie, and we can jump into that right now, because that moment is my favorite kill in this movie. And, like, one of my favorite kills in maybe the whole franchise. And it's not so much just like the fact that the machete goes into his face.
Yeah.
It's the rolling down the stairs.
Okay, the rolling down the stairs, I was like, damn.
Like that just
it was like funny, but not funny. Yeah. And it's almost like an FU, but not really. But I'm like, oh my God. I know. I enjoy that so much more than
Yeah, with stuff like that, I just always think of like the location scout, right? Like them walking around and like, man, we got to find something to do with this crazy staircase, and someone having the idea, like, well, we got the wheelchair guy. We got the wheelchair guy. Let's roll him down there backwards with the machete in his face.
Amazing.
Along with that, and I like too, like when he's going out onto the porch before he gets killed, how the camera is behind him. So we see that time and time again where it's tracking behind him. So you're expecting someone to come out from the back. Mm-hmm. And so it is like pretty shocking when out of nowhere it comes from the front. Yeah. And sure, it doesn't make sense because he would fucking see the person there. So it's pretty contrived, but I'll take it because it's worth that's a moment where like the shock value is worth it to me.
It supersedes like the bullshit of it not making any sense.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah. So I like that kind of, twist on what I think most people would expect. Like, oh, someone's going to pop up behind him. Because we are seeing what he's seeing, so there's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah.
I do dislike, because I feel like they did this a few times. They did it for sure when he gets killed, but when they cut to a freeze frame and then it like dips to white, I kind of
was that a thing at the time though? Like, was that something?
I think it was just this movie.
Because I was just like, it was just kind of wild. Yeah, I'm like the freeze frame, cool, but when it's like, shh, and it fades out.
And they did it for a few of them, right? Like the guy that got hung upside down with his throat stuff. I'm pretty sure they did the same thing there. I think they did it with the hot girl he's going after, who's just like skinny dipping or whatever, and she gets like the off-screen kill.
They did full nude in this. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Friday
the 13th for you.
Yeah, I was like, do they do that in everyone, or was it? They didn't do it in the first one.
I don't think in the first one, but they might.
I was sitting there watching with my friend. I'm like, oh my God, they go full nude in this. That's crazy. And I don't know who is brave enough to go skinny dipping in the middle of the night in a lake. Terrifying.
And freezing cold. And because they're really out there, right? It's not like they had a studio tank.
It's like nice
I'm
and warm.
Pretty sure they're in the actual
lake.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, just all that, like running around in the woods in the cold. But yeah, people were pretty hardcore back then,
That's just crazy. But yeah, that was my favorite kill for sure.
The machete to the face.
Yeah, the machete
Okay.
to the face. That one was my number one. Now, my number two favorite kill would have been the lovers in bed, but I've seen that kill before in a different movie. And it was Mario Bava's.
Mario
that came
Bava's
out.
A Bay of Blood. So
Bay of
we
Blood.
talked about that.
this way before we even saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Now,
That's crazy.
And what's crazy too, well, for me is I don't know if I'm having like just a complete memory lapse, and I was almost gonna run A Bay of Blood like after this because I do really like that movie. That's like a yearly watch for me, and I could have fucking sworn. Sorry, we got like helicopters now. I could have sworn that all the kills from this movie were ripped off of Bay of Blood, like. And maybe it's another Friday the 13th and I just got it mixed up, or maybe I just made it up in my mind. I don't know. Because you remember in Bay of Blood, there's suddenly like in the middle of the movie, the random like kind of side plot where the teenagers are like kind of breaking into the abandoned house. And they're like have no connection to any of the story, but now they're just kind of in the crossfire. So they all get killed one by one. And they like don't really matter.
Yeah, that was
like they just kind of show up and that's that.
Total change of movie.
Yeah, like I could have swore that like all 4 of their kills were stolen for this movie, but I guess not. Yeah, I think it was just the spear one is at least all I remember.
But then I think they said in this movie too, they're like they never seen that one. I'm like, I'm like it's pretty distinct, but the one in Bay of Blood is way more graphic.
Yeah.
Way more graphic.
Yeah, they didn't have any bullshit MPAA stuff.
Right?
like, it's funny too how like the nudity is a lot more acceptable than like some of the violence too. Like apparently they cut down a lot. And I wonder if that's why so many or all the kills do the freeze frame like fade to white. I wonder if they do that to like hide the fact that they like cut some stuff out and maybe it didn't flow well. So it was like a decision for that to kind of hide that they cut out like important pieces. Because yeah, from like an editing perspective, I'm like, all right, there's like a stylistic choice there, but like the technical choice like could be that, you know, if you're an editor, like fuck, well we got to hide this so it doesn't look stupid. All right, now here's the style. We're gonna fade to white after every kill.
Frame it, fade it to white, baby.
If we do it more than once, then it's a creative decision.
Exactly. Well done. Todd, what's his name, getting hung upside down. That throat slit was so like cheesy and fake. I loved it so much. It was just so ridiculous. But I liked it. What else? Oh my gosh. And then I loved the reveal of I completely forgot Jason just had a pillowcase on his head without a hockey mask. Because you forget. You forget this because you see the iconic hockey mask and that's all you think of. But man, I love that bedroom scene. Oh my! When the guys when they're just like hanging against the wall.
Yeah.
And she's just freaking out inside there, and I'm just like, oh. That's when things started getting crazy.
Yeah, and his reveal. Yeah, I was gonna ask what you think of that look. I know it's very plain and dull by like other standards, but I don't know. There's something I kind of like about it, like
he's
the overalls, like this kind of hillbilly Jason, like a plaid shirt and overalls, and funny enough, like only one eye hole, not even two. And I guess it's because he's deformed. Like, but yeah, talking about like the most impractical kind of disguise. But it is I still think it's kind of a neat look. You know, it is very creepy. And I like that they even incorporated that in the 2009 remake, which we did an episode of that like a year or two ago. But I love that they also had that stage of like he starts off in the kind of like potato sack, the pillowcase, and then he gets the mask later on. So yeah, I guess we got to do the third one pretty soon so we can get to that point when he throws on the hockey mask.
Gets the mask. This is just such a crazy storyline, you know, that he's been alive the entire time, living out in the woods in that shack. Where the police officer sees him running and like floats into just running past him. And I like how everybody runs past that puddle, that like big thing of water. They're all like running through it to show like where they are. And I'm just like, bro, this is crazy.
I do like that shrine to his mom too, like the head and the sweater and all the candles. Like I just remember that. Like, that's one of those horror movie shots that's like very much etched in my mind when I saw this as a kid. Just like, and that kind of lore and how, meaningful that part of the story is to motivating, Jason to do what he does.
Depth
Some
and
depth,
you kind of care because you're like, oh snap, and then when what's her name goes over and she's like, oh shit, running in there, puts his sweater on and starts talking like his mom. I was like, brilliant.
Well, and supposedly when they shot those little inserts, because like then it'll show Pamela Voorhees, like he's kind of imagining that, and they brought back oh my goodness, I'm forgetting her name. I keep wanting to call her Pamela. That's not her name though.
Pamela.
Her real fucking name. What is it? Betsy Palmer. I was going to say Beth. Betsy Palmer. So they bring her back. Supposedly, they shot that stuff of her like at her house. Like she made them go to her, and so like the crew went over and like put up a black background, and they're all right. Here we go, just one light black background, and just shoot these close-ups.
Jason, you're so nice, Jason. That's wild. I didn't know that.
Which is like, I guess that's fucking why not?
Listen, you want the shots? You get your ass over here and get your shots, bro. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, I think the whole like kind of final chase is fine. It's pretty stock, by today's standards. There's a lot more camera movement in this one. I think the final kind of jump scare is like we all know that's like a big trope, right? But I do kind of like that it's like a reprisal of the first movie with like Kid Jason coming. It's like the same kind of thing. And with that goofy fucking I hate dogs that look like that. I don't hate the dogs. I hate people that make their dogs look like that.
That was so
Muffin.
Funny though. Muffin. They're like,
it did make me laugh. They're all like afraid, like what's at the door, and they open it and it's just like a on the dog that we thought died.
Well, they showed us a dead dog or something, and we're like, oh man, Jason killed the dog, Muffin. Bro. Muffin. That was so cute. I completely forgot about Muffin. But that's so funny. Dog. That's so funny though. Like it's so funny. Like what a great tie-in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think of the look of Jason unmasked, like the prosthetics and the?
Reminded me of Sloth from the Goonies a little bit.
A little, right? Yeah, like
bit.
The kind of the eye that's like kind of
drooped
over face. And all that.
And I understand they had to kind of do something like that because when Jason jumped out of the water as a kid, it kind of like had that big inflame. And
he was deformed. Yeah.
I like the reveal though. I like that they did that. But they didn't have to. You know what I mean? It could have just been like...
They got to keep it open for those sequels, man.
Listen, I get it. Yeah. Like, I get it. And that is just so crazy that they literally did this. And you were telling me, like, what, Tom Savini didn't come work back on it because he was like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Because it didn't make sense. And they're just like, oh, no, it's fine. Just like... And boy, were they right. It was fine. Nobody
gave a shit. Nobody cared. And now look, we're still getting, not recently, but it's been going on for over 20 years.
A long time. Yeah.
30 years. Over 30 years, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's insane.
Yeah. Assuming that this series is like really, I'm pretty sure it is. Like, I'm pretty sure it's wrapped and it's going to come soon.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's called Crystal Lake or something. And I want to say it's from the guy that did the Hannibal show. I think it is. I'm pretty sure. I forgot his name.
Maybe they'll make it like fun, like there's like some sort of witchcraft or like supernatural thing at the lake, and that's how Jason got. Well, no, because Jason's alive. He didn't even die. So
yeah, I'm sure they'll just change that whole maybe.
Like we don't give a shit.
Yeah, I hope there's a whole season about him growing up in the woods by himself, hiding from everybody. That's what we want to see.
That's what it would be, right? I mean, what else would it be? It's not gonna be when he's living with his mom.
Him being bullied as a kid, like
it's like a young Sheldon, but like him getting bullied in the forest.
So yeah, I just don't know what the plan. And at that point, it's like I would rather just at that point then just bring him back to life with a bolt of lightning like they did in fucking part 6 or whatever.
Oh my God, stop! That was crazy.
Like there's a lot I don't remember about those movies, but I remember that shit. I remember Tommy going to the grave and I gotta make sure he's dead, even though he's for sure dead, and him like stabbing him, and a lightning bolt comes down and like brings him to life, like a fucking Frankenstein movie.
Listen, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Well, okay, so we talked about the movie. We talked about favorite kills. I guess a new kind of segment I want to do, because I'm like in the movie posters now.
Yeah.
Is I kind of want to talk about this. The movie poster for this movie. So I'm just I didn't do a lot of research. I probably should have. I'll do that next time. This is something I just thought of today on, who did the art and all that stuff. And if there's different versions, like, I don't know if there's like a British version or a French version.
Yeah.
But we're going to go off what I imagine is the US one sheet. Friday the 13th part 2. We're both looking at it. The body count continues. It says it's got this kind of silhouette of a body and a bloody hatchet.
Yes. And then Friday the 13th part 2 is kind of dripped in blood, and it's just plain black and white and red. Mm-hmm. All right. The first one, though, beautiful. What a work of art.
Yeah. Oh, the first one I haven't talked about yet. So
okay.
it's
The second
the
one.
silhouette.
Okay.
So yeah, the second one, yeah, the dark. Well, we both said it just now.
Yeah.
But the first one, oh yeah, we'll talk about that too, because I covered this movie years ago, but we didn't talk about the poster, which, to your point, way more dope.
Oh my God. So cool. You get a feel. You're like, oh my gosh. All right. So go ahead. Explain it.
No, yeah. It's like you get the cool silhouette. This time it's like a hunting knife with blood on it. But within the silhouette, it's not just darkness. It's like you get the moon and the sky and the woods and the cabin and 5 of our characters just kind of standing there. It's
looking
like
around.
Yeah, it's super detailed too. It's like
It's
pretty
beautiful.
wild, the artwork here. And I'm curious if there's anything kind of hidden in the image. I've never like zoomed in to look, but that would be pretty
That would be so
interesting.
cool if they did that. But
Yeah.
that's the thing.
I don't see anything, but
So
be
with
cool.
the first one, they put a 24-hour nightmare of terror. I would totally go see that. I love it. And the second, they just kind of like left the silhouette, changed it to a hatchet, and took out the beautiful artwork inside.
Yeah, just make the most plain.
Like they're like, okay, how can we? Let's just do part 2.
They were warned, they are doomed. And on Friday the 13th, nothing will save them. Like the part 1 poster is one that I've never been super into Friday the 13th. Mm-hmm. But if I were to find like an original of this poster, I would probably get it.
I would get it too. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, and man, just like hyper detailed. I love the font choice for Friday the 13th as well. I think the font's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And interesting. Yeah, the second one, I mean, I like that they kind of stayed with that theme, but just like the more plain, solid black version is just like definitely less interesting.
Yeah, but maybe they thought like if they did the same kind of thing, people would get confused.
Yeah, for sure. Like I can kind of see how it's maybe some type of level up in a way.
But it would be cool if like even if they didn't do the same silhouette, did like a cabin with the same kind of print and shit inside. You know what I mean? And like everyone, it could be a different one.
Yeah.
I will say that since we're just talking about Friday the 13th, I remember when I was little and I would go to the video store at Blockbuster and I would see this Friday the 13th and it was Jason's hockey mask and it had that worm going through.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah,
And I
that's the one.
distinctly, I just remember and I was like, scary.
Yeah.
I was like, what
And
is
it was
this?
like the flames, right? The
Yeah.
background was like flames and it was just the mask.
And I just had the thing like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, that one used to kind of creep me out too.
It's so funny how that poster's etched in my memory forever.
Yeah. A lot of the other Friday the 13th ones for me, like I remember, I'm pretty sure it's the final chapter is the one where it's just like the mask with like the knife through the eye and it's bloody and stuff like that. The third one I remember is just kind of like an update of part 1 and 2. It's like another kind of silhouette, but he has like the knife through the curtains or something.
I mean, the posters are actually pretty cool.
Yeah, some of them are all right. Jason Takes Manhattan. Yeah, we'll talk about him as we get to
Oh
them.
yeah, the fine. Okay, yep. Man, but that one just terrified me. I'll never forget that. Being little and seeing that and being like, ew, where is that from?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind watching like all of these. I know the whole timeline thing, it just doesn't really make sense. But listen, it worked, and I mean,
Yeah.
It worked in their favor, just throwing out the whole entire thing.
No, it sure did. It made a lot of people rich for years to come. Shit. Well, and yeah, it's just crazy, like, because there's so many slashers that came out in that 80s time frame, right? And clearly, like, Friday the 13th was one of the kind of trendsetters and one of the big ones, 1980, that a lot of other ones would follow suit. But, like, how many people tried and, like, failed, you know? And I've been trying to watch a little more. Like, what did I watch? So I got to check my letter. But I was watching not House on Sorority Row, but Sorority House Massacre or something like that. And I've been, like, just going down the rabbit hole. Like, some of these crazy
There's
ones.
a ton. Like, you don't realize. I was on Tubi. Shout out Tubi, free movies all the time with ads. I love it. Literally every sorority stalker, like, it's insane. There's like 50 movies on there about, like, sorority house killers.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I know you and I talk about when we film our movies. We're like, oh, we want to do something that hasn't been done before. Dude,
Sorority House Massacre. Yeah.
so many movies, like, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's all kind of been done for sure.
It really has.
And there's a lot that I got to like. I still haven't seen Terror Train. I got every New Year's I want to do that because it's like a New Year's one. New Year's Evil I still haven't done. I still want to do. I don't know. There's a fucking bunch, but a lot of them I forget too. Like Final Exam, couldn't tell you any fucking thing about that movie. April Fool's Day, don't remember shit, or Horror High School, whatever the fuck it's called. Like, I've seen so many of them. That's why now I do Letterboxd, so I can at least remember. But I've watched so many that, like, I just forget. I've watched, like, so many. It feels like 10 different Slumber Party Massacre. Actually, there's probably only 2 or 3 of them, but somehow it feels like I've watched like 6 of them. But yeah, Prime has a lot of those on there too. If you're on Amazon Prime, they got like a ton of random, like, slasher movies from that time frame.
That's crazy. Like, that's the thing. I'm like, I'm going to start using my Letterboxd because I never track what I watch. And then I'm just like, did I watch that? I think I watched that. I'm pretty sure I watched that. But it's like we were talking about the Jason movie. Like, they all just kind of blend together. And I'm like, which one goes with which?
Yeah.
Which one's where? I don't understand.
So the thing, it's hard to find one that, like, really kind of stands out, you know, and pops out. But it's cool when you do come across those types of movies where it's like, oh shit, where has this been all my life? You know, like, why didn't I see this years, like, prior? I actually just the other day watched the 2009 remake of My Bloody Valentine.
Oh, it's so fun. It's like
the 3D one. Like, I remember when it came out. I remember the trailer. And
they
it
did
was
a
like
3D. Mm-hmm. Why would you do that? I mean, I guess it's kind of fun. Whatever.
Well, it was 2009.
Oh,
so
okay.
you know how there's, like, every once in a while, like every 10 years or so, it becomes popular again.
Yeah.
It was like that time frame. And, you know, My Bloody Valentine, it's like he's got the pickaxe and shit.
Oh, yeah,
so there's a lot of, like, the pickaxe is coming through the window, or he's throwing the fucking thing at you and it's flying at your head, you know? So they were able to do a lot of that stuff. And since they're in the mines and shit's
falling
caving in,
okay.
like, you know, it's like, so that there was, like,
did you go see it 3D?
No, I didn't see it. Well, I saw it just on Tubi. Like, I didn't see the movie when it came out. I just didn't care back then. It looked like just generic, like a generic thing. And I was completely right in that. It was just a very generic kind of, like, the original My Bloody Valentine, which I'll probably watch tomorrow. I was going to watch it last night, but I watched that fucking ATM movie instead. God damn it.
See what happens?
So, yeah. So tomorrow I'll watch My Bloody Valentine. And you can also listen to our episode on that from a year, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We talked about that one. That was one of those banger slasher movies. I remember talking about that where I was like, damn, it took me too long to watch this one. Because I really liked it. You got to try and make sure you can find it, like, the uncut version, though, because the original cut, they, like, took out a lot of, like, really good effects and blood, which isn't fun. You got to have a lot of blood. You got to have not a lot of gore, but you got to see the kills. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it interesting. You can't dip to white. You can't do the...
Yeah, don't puss out, guys.
Yeah, don't do, like, the chick screaming and then she gets stabbed, but you don't see it. You just see her reaction. Yeah.
Like the Jay-Z. Yeah, she's like,
Yeah. Give us something at least.
You know what did give us something last night? Hard Eyes.
Hard Eyes, yeah. Very good screening.
Great screening.
I wonder too, well, one, it's interesting, like the writer was clearly super involved in production. That director was just so funny. I wonder if that set was as like fun as they made it seem in that panel.
Yeah.
Because that's like the dream when people like when you can make a movie and just like
it's just
have
like
fun.
haha, hee hee.
Yeah, because you know it gets very stressful and can be. There's a lot of really hard days of anyone who's ever been on set. You know what I mean? And no matter what budget level, from what I hear, it's always the same. That's one thing. You know, we're always talking about doing projects, and I've heard a few directors say this, and most recently I heard Chris Nolan say this in an interview when they were asking him about coming up and all that, and like new filmmakers and whatnot. And he's like, the one thing you got to kind of know, he's like, it doesn't matter what level you're at and where you're at in your career. You're never going to have enough time and you're never going to have enough money. So just don't even fucking worry about it. He's like, it doesn't matter if you're fucking making a movie for $100 or $100 million. It's never going to be enough time or money. It doesn't fucking matter. Yeah. He's like,
I believe it.
Yeah. Like, and you hear every director pretty much says that, like James Cameron, like all of them. It's like never, maybe not Robert Rodriguez because he's like fine with like, I'll just shoot it in the garage on the green screen. Like, fuck it. And I'll edit it, you know, but it's pretty true. Yeah, it's like it's never going to be that. So just don't even fucking worry about it.
They said that funny thing when they're like, Olivia Holt wanted to go on set for the last day. They're like, don't come to set. We can't pay you overtime. Like, get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I loved it. I loved that movie. And I can't believe it was written as a serious movie. It was written as a serious slasher.
Yeah, he said it was like more akin to Valentine, right? Like the 2001 movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it. I 100% believe that was like how it started.
Oh, yeah.
It makes sense. But it's cool that they at least had the wherewithal and the creativity, right? To like, and it's literally what we said in the episode, which will be coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
So we
Check
just,
that out.
we just saw a screening of Heart Eyes last night, but we recorded an episode like a week or two prior. But and it's what we were saying, right? Like, and the writer said exactly what we talked about. It was literally like you have you're making a romantic comedy, but the slasher stuff just kind of enters the movie, and you know, you kind of follow those. And I love when they were getting into all their references and stuff. I think it was a lot of fun. No one really reacted to when that one chick, I think her name was Gigi, the one that plays the friend,
because nobody
talked about how the theater scene when everybody is running reminded her of Jaws. And I was like, that's very like, it does kind of have that feeling when they're running from the beach and everyone just kind of, it just felt like everyone was like, yeah, sure, man. Like, but I was like, no, 100%. It has that. And even some of the I know it's nighttime, but some of the color and stripes and design,
100%.
did make me think of that as well. Like just this big wave of people. That was fun. That was a good screening.
That was a good screening. Friday the 13th today, Valentine's Day tomorrow.
I did think it was hilarious too that the director, Josh Rubin, like specifically referenced Friday the 13th Part 6 Jason
Oh my
Lives.
God. Like 10 times, you guys.
So
like 10 times. This is what's so funny.
So I'm
I
like,
wish
you must have like taken like kills from that movie.
He said he did.
Yeah.
The knife, the machete was...
Oh, it was the one from the movie.
It was from the
same
movie.
Hunting knife, yeah.
Like the little Easter eggs that they had for their own personal love of like whatever weird movie that they're obsessed with. That's like so funny.
Well, and it's nice to know. I like, because I feel like I project that onto other people's movies, right? Because I'm for sure like a movie nerd. So it's interesting to see these other directors that they think in the same way. And I love hearing from directors and filmmakers that like truly have that love of the genre, where, you know, he even took, because my immediate thought is like, oh, of course you get Devon Sawa. He's not really in a lot of stuff anymore, and he's fucking Final Destination. Like, yeah, you know, of course you get Jordana Brewster from The Faculty. I know she did like the Fast and Furious movies too, and some other stuff.
Well,
but
we
like
know her for,
like the horror shit, right? So when he even referenced that shit, I just thought that was like really cool
nice,
and funny.
It's like, it feels good because you're like, you're right.
Good.
We're a community of horror lovers.
Yeah,
you know, it's a community of people that, you know, would appreciate recognizing instead of being like, oh, well, they put her in, you know what I mean? And I feel like this, you know, community, like I feel like the horror genre loves to see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if every other genre really loves to, because it's like if you're like cast, I don't know. I just feel like this one, it's like very fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
It
it's
makes
always
it
cool.
fun.
Well, and that's why it's like always, it's always good when like Barbara Crampton pops into like a new movie, or like Dee Wallace, or, you know, someone like that. Like these kind of actors from that generation that were in all these like other films and stuff. It's always cool. But yeah, man, shit, Friday the 13th.
Woo, part two.
Part two.
Part
Yes,
two,
part two.
baby. How do you rate this against the? I mean, actually, I can't even ask you that because we don't remember the exacts of the other one. Did you like this movie for what it is?
Yeah. I've never been a super fan of like Friday the 13th. I thought it was paced pretty well, but I just struggle to remember a lot of it. If you're asking, you know, how I stack it with the first one, yeah, I'm not too sure, because you kind of just said this. It's been a while since I watched the first one. I think it's been maybe 2 years. So I don't know. Yeah, it's hard for me to kind of recall.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just pretty. Off the top of my head, it seems like it's pretty similar. It's like too similar to me. I'd imagine the first one's
It's like
yeah, literally like copy pasting the movie. I do feel like the first one was probably slower, because this one did feel really fast.
It
like,
did.
It just
It,
felt
like,
like
picked
it was
up. There was,
over
like-
immediately.
Yeah, there is some, you know, kind of like obviously the entire time where they try to get you to care about the characters a little more, which they did a little bit better in this one than the first one, because the first one you're like, I
Yeah.
hate all these fucking people, but the second one, you know, you have like the cute wheelchair guy and the girl who likes him,
Yeah, yeah.
and everybody's like a little bit better, you know, like a little bit more like personable.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was quick. It does. It moves fast.
Yeah. What about you between the first one and second one, if you can recall?
Honestly, I kind of like the camp in this a little. It's like a little bit funnier, in my opinion. I like the second one a little better. The only thing I would say is that, man, like just the disconnect from the first and second. So just looking at the second one as a standalone movie, amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun. It's funny. It's kind of silly. And then if you look at it, just like, there's this crazy guy who kills these people to avenge his mother. And it has nothing to do with being the Jason from the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I guess if you think like, so if you were to cut out like the first 10 or 15 minutes
It
with
wouldn't even,
the
yeah.
chick from the first movie, where it recaps it, and you just start with them coming to the camp, and then Crazy Ralph just doesn't really make sense. Like, well, I guess he does. He's still saying you're doomed, but he doesn't give you too much.
Yeah.
And then all you know is what they talk about in the campfire story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
no.
some crazy killer.
Yeah, like this
And
could
then
have been the first movie.
This literally could have been
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
movie.
And I guess in a way, like that's the thing, right? It's almost like Desperado or Evil Dead 2 in a way, where it like
Where it-
is almost kind of a remake as well as a sequel. It kind of like fits both. And those are the only other two movies I can think of that like really do that to like an interesting extent. So yeah, that's an interesting point. Like it could very well be its own movie if you were to cut out 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it was.
Exactly. There is no Friday the 13th one, no beginning. And it's just this crazy killer. And you find out, like they talk about it around the campfire. You find out at the end, it's this crazy guy that lives in the woods and wants to avenge his mother.
Yeah. There you go. It
Yeah,
works.
It works. It works.
We just re-edited the movie. All right. Shit. Cool. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess at this point, I don't know when, but yeah, we'll do part 3 sooner than later. Let's just go. Let's just fucking do them all.
Let's do it, baby. I'm down.
I need to find there's got to be a Blu-ray box set that's like not too expensive. So I'll go on the hunt for that.
We'll find it.
Yeah. Did you stream this or rent it? Like, is it on streaming? I would assume it's on
I
like
rented
Paramount.
this on Amazon
Okay. I rented it on YouTube.
because it's one of those things too. I want, like, if it's not streaming, like, I'm not going to, like, just go try to, like, find it. I'll pay so they can get their residuals, get their residues
Yeah.
and stuff, you know, get your money, baby.
Yeah.
Because I do appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool. Well, that's a wrap on this one, everybody. Friday the 13th, part 2. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the day and check back in with us tomorrow because we'll be talking about Heart Eyes for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.